career.
I'm very excited. You know, from a young guy, I'm a young kid, seeing guys like Naz and stuff and cameras like this. You know, I've always wanted to be part of this game at the highest level, and you know, Brook versus Golovkin is the highest in world boxing. You know, made the world stand still when this fight got announced. You know, I'm jumping at the bit. This is what it's written in the stars for me. You know, I'm so excited to be involved in a fight with much media and so much. What else can I say? This is what boxing should be about.
Dom mentioned there that there'll be some fear there. Do you agree with that? Is there any fear when you're facing Golovkin?
Of course, you won't be young with it if not, and you need that fear, you need that nervousness, you need everything, you know, a mixture of them feelings, you know, coming to this fight. Once you put that to me, them feelings, you're going to see someone who's very sharp, you know, very on the ball, you know, I'm not taking my eye off the ball at all, you know, in this fight, you know, because if you do, you're going to get hurt, and I can't let that happen. You know, it's got to come down to the mind in this fight. You know, it's not going to come down to the power. It's going to come down to the mind, using the feet, the hands, you know, the body, head, using the ring. You know, poetry and motion in there. It needs to be nailed to an absolute T. You know, to get such a win like this.
Do you think he's ever fought anyone like you?
He's never fought nobody like me. He's never fought nobody like me. You know, he's gonna know real quick in this fight that he's not in with no welterweight. He's in with someone who's got venom in his hands, and he's gonna think twice about, you know, marching forward. You know, everybody is fought. You know, I would be. You know, so he's never fought anybody with my mindset either. You know, I was staring death in the eyes a couple of years ago. You know, so I'm going to this fight, you know, smiling. You know, it's just a man, two on the two legs. You know, like I said, I'm a shot in the world in this fight.
What happened to you? You mentioned internally. Does it make this sort of challenge easier for you? If you're ready, this is just boxing.
Absolutely, you know, and when I come out of the hospital, and I was sat in that wheelchair looking at, you know, just seeing birds fly, you know, fresh air blowing at me. It's a weird feeling to explain, but this is, you know, like I said, when something like that happens to you, your mindset is completely different afterwards about life, and that's why this fight, that's why I think it's really this start to me to fight such a feared man. Everybody's going to be so gobsmacked in this fight when they see me with all them belts wrapped around me after the fight. You know, like I said, I'm a different character to normal people. With that alone, me being unbeaten and always finding a way, and I'm not really in fear of his power, all roll into one. We're going to come together tonight. You're going to see a different animal in me.
Just one final one from me. Do you agree with Eddie that he's number one in the world?
I'd have to say he is. You know, he's been taking care of business with such ease. We have only been put in front of. He's very feared, and I definitely have to put him way up there. Number one, yeah.
Kell, we spoke to you at the Anderson Josh Martin fight. You said at that time that if it was difficult to get a fight at 147, move up and fight Golovkin. Why do you feel like it's been difficult for you to get a big fight or a big name at 147 division?
I don't know. I think there's a lot of politics behind these fighters. Maybe they do, maybe they don't want to fight me, but I think it is people behind them what's, you know, bubble wrapping him a bit and making safe wins for him. You know, I think champions should fight champions. You know, because we don't want to see see a one-sided fight. We want to see, you know, the fights where people can't pick them. People can't pick them like the Mayweather, Pacquiao, like who's gonna win. You know, them you know, massive events for the fans. You know, and instead of them fights where you know who's gonna win.
One of your rivals, Amir Khan, moved up against Canelo. How do you compare this fight to his fight with Canelo Alvarez?
You know, I think Amir Khan were going up in weight and putting the weight on. Actually, I'm coming down to make 160. You know, I'm naturally a bigger guy. It's really hard for me to make 147. You know, and there's no secret about that. And he ain't got the chin I've got. He ain't got the toughness. He ain't got the power I've got. It's a complete different vibe, you know, with me and you know, and you're gonna see that on the night.
Kell, obviously coming into the fight, a bit underappreciated by the British boxing fans. Do you think this fight is now your chance to prove everyone wrong and show just how good you are?
You know, human nature never changes. Everybody's got their own opinion. It's gone down in history. You know, everybody you know, Muhammad Ali off against Sonny Liston. They were saying 1 or 2 rounds. He went and shot the world. He beat him, and look what he went on to do. You know, and it's like Sugar Ray Leonard against Agler, Sugar Ray Robinson. You know, in history, these phenomenal athletes have gone out there and shot the world and proved people wrong, and that's what's exciting me in this fight as well. You know, to prove, you know, to all the fans that I'm the man.
And do you think that fight with Amir Khan will happen? Obviously, he's talking about the possibility of MMA, which seems a bit of a joke. But what do you think in the future?
You know, we've gone over this too many times, haven't we? You know, I think he said today. I don't know if he's wanting a bit of attention. I don't know. It's MMA. He said that he hates me. He wants to fight me now. He don't want to fight me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's on his period or what. But I don't know what the situation is with him. You know, he's not on my mind. You know, like I said, I want that fight for the fans. It's a big fight, but I don't need him. You know, I've got Triple G. You know, there's other massive fights out there. So if he wants to let the fans down, don't fight.
Final question. Obviously, now you fight at middleweight. If you do win, you stick at middleweight, or would you be tempted to drop back down to welter?
You know, it's wherever the opportunities are. You know, like I've been telling everybody, I want to fight and excite the fans. You know, if these fighters at 147 don't want to fight me like the Thurmans, Garcias, these kind of names, you know, we've got to maybe fight Alvarez, the light middleweights, or the middleweights. You know, I'll have these belts strapped around me, so you know, we're gonna go back and see what's on the table for the biggest fight.
Kell, final one. Paul Frampton on the weekend fought Rio Santa Cruz became a 2-8 world champion. Did you see that fight? What did you make of Paul's performance tonight?
You know, to be honest with you, I've seen a few highlights, but you know, I've seen him down at Sky Sports before. We get on, you know, you know, he reminds me of me. You know, it's fantastic what he's done. He's given me, you know, he's showing that he's moved up in weight and he's a two weight. So I'm over the moon for him. You know, I'm over the moon for him and his family, his little boy and girl, and brilliant for world boxing.
Cheers, Kell.
Cheers.
Just going to do a picture for the Nationals on the